steal our stuff. Actually, steal our stuff. Please steal our stuff.
Purdue campaign accuses you of being opposed to the previous.
He want us to go further. Who can do a backflip?
Would you have gone there?
That's great.
Maybe.
Oh, there he is.
You opposed the previous one.
Because we recognize how important it is in this moment for us to have our voices heard, for us to encourage other people to have their voices heard as well, and how important it is to have candidates like Jon Ossoff in office, candidates who care about our best interests, candidates who are speaking to the issues that matter to young people the most in the state of Georgia. And so today we want to come out in numbers. We want to come out to show that the South still has something to say, and that we're going to keep this momentum going, and we're going to keep this blue tide rolling. And so today, we're here because student debt is on the line.
Okay.
We're here because criminal justice and social unrest that we saw over the summer is on the line. We're here because our families that are seeking relief, our loved ones in a time of pandemic and COVID-19, we're here for them. We're here because we're not waiting for anybody else. The time is now. And we believe that candidates like Jon Ossoff and the Reverend can make those changes happen. So we're here to support. We're here to push these meaningful changes through. And we're here to show up in large numbers, get youth, millennials, and everybody engaged in this hour. And so it's a pleasure to be here. We're going to keep encouraging the vote. And I'll pass it now to Julius. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Julius Thomas. I'm a part of the People's Uprising right here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I stand here with all my fellow young people with Black lives here in Atlanta, Georgia, because we cannot afford a complacent Congress anymore. We cannot afford to have another sloppy stimulus pass by. $600 can't, 8 months for $600? We need a Congress and senators who are really thinking about the lives and the actual reality of the lives that have to go through this pandemic. We have to have a senator that thinks about Black lives when he's making legislation.
Yes.
No longer can we wait for a senator to think about only the privileged and the wealthy. We need a senator that thinks and considers everyone at heart. And lastly, students can't be forgotten anymore. There should be no reason we should be graduating with a mortgage before we even get a house. It's very important that young people all across the state of Georgia, that people in general get their minds right and vote for Reverend Raphael Warnock and the future Senator Jon Ossoff. It's so great to be here. I'm proud to be here because I'm proud to know that there's a man who's running for office who has me in mind. Who knows that I'm not just going to be another statistic, that I'm a life and I matter. That I'm going to have real reform in the criminal justice system when something happens. So I'm very grateful to be here today, and I'm even more grateful to introduce the next senator of the state of Georgia, Jon Ossoff. Good morning. The polls are open. So just say it with me. Good morning, everybody. We're here to urge everybody to get out to the polls and vote, and especially to urge young people to get out to the polls and vote. To urge young people out. Make history. There is so much good work that we have to do. I want to thank you, Julius, and thank you, Teos, for your leadership. I want to thank all of you for being here. It means the world to me. And there is so much good work that we can do on behalf of the people. We can pass a new Civil Rights Act and a new Voting Rights Act to secure equal justice for all, regardless of race and regardless of class. We can end voter suppression and protect the sacred franchise for which so many bled and died. We can relieve the burden of student debt. We can ensure that no young person in this state has to take on a penny of debt to get a degree from an HBCU or from a public college. We can raise the minimum wage. We can expand job training opportunities so folks who are making $9 or $12 an hour today can get professional qualifications and make $30 or $40 an hour tomorrow. There is so much good work that we can do, but young people will make the difference. As you all know, these elections will determine control of the U.S. Senate. So the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, the new Voting Rights Act that we need. Young people in Georgia, y'all, will determine whether this legislation can pass. Young people in Georgia have the power to make that kind of power. So we are here, all of us are here to urge young people out to the polls, to urge you to get everybody you know out to the polls for health and jobs and justice for the people, for all the people. So again, the polls are open, and y'all say it with me again one more time. Say vote. Vote. Say vote. Vote. We got to get out there and vote. Thank you all for being here. We can take some questions? Sure.
Mr. Ossoff?
Yeah.
Are you confident that Georgians can trust you if you are elected to the U.S. Senate to represent them on criminal justice issues? And have you spoken to President-elect Biden yet at all?
I had the opportunity to exchange a few words with the President-elect when he came down to rally and support the efforts to elect me and Reverend Warnock here. And yes, we will deliver on criminal justice reform. This is one of the urgent moral issues of our time. And here's the bottom line. Growing up as a white man in Georgia, I've never known how it feels to think I could lose my life just for stepping outside of my home because of who I am. That is a daily reality for black people in America. And it doesn't have to be that way, and it cannot be that way. The 14th Amendment of our Constitution
all law. But when Ahmaud Arbery is shot to death in broad daylight in the street on camera, and the authorities look the other way because he's a young black man, that makes a mockery of equal protection under the law. So we are ready to pass a new Civil Rights Act to secure equal justice for all, regardless of race and regardless of class. And to do that, we got to win these 2 Senate races.
John,
Thank you.
John, I'm sorry.
Please go ahead.
Your opponent has criticized you for being opposed to certain aspects of previous relief packages that have already gone through the Congress. Would you have voted for this package that passed yesterday and that the president signed into law? And if not, what issues would you have had with it?
I would have voted for it because relief is 8 months too late, but $600 is a joke. I would have voted for it, but $600 is a joke. And for David Perdue, a man who treats his Senate office like it's his E-Trade account, who blatantly and flagrantly abuses his power to enrich himself, to spend 8 months obstructing direct stimulus payments for his own constituents, the people who pay his salary, is shameful. David Perdue is corrupt, and while David Perdue is corrupt, he holds up relief for the very people he's supposed to represent. So yes, I would have voted for the deal, and on day one, I'll be ready to work for more direct economic relief for the people, because folks have rent that's overdue, credit cards maxed out, prescriptions they can't afford, college bills coming due, and people are hurting through no fault of their own right now.
One follow-up. Do you think that Senator Perdue should make it clear whether or not he would object to the electors being voted on January 6th, whether or not he would have the opportunity to be in office because of the technicality having to do when his term expires and the results of the runoff? Do you think he should make it clear as to where he stands on that particular issue?
He must make it clear where he stands. And Senator Perdue is supporting these out-of-state efforts to disenfranchise his own constituents. It was young voters who delivered this state for Joe and Kamala. It was black voters who delivered this state for Joe and Kamala. And when Senator Perdue supports efforts to throw out ballots cast by his own constituents, that's an attack on black voters here in Georgia. That's an attack on voting rights in Georgia. Senator Perdue should make it clear where he stands, and this is why we need a new Voting Rights Act to secure voting rights for all. Thank you.
John,
Sorry. Okay, go ahead, Roland.
speaking about this very same bill, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez and others say 2 hours to go through the bill makes no sense whatsoever. Billions in the bill have nothing to do with relief to the American people. Is that also a problem to vote on a $900 billion bill and you only have 2 hours to even look at it?
This is a consistent problem with how Congress does business, that they put everything off to the last minute. Look, the Senate wasn't going to pass any relief for the people, except you heard Mitch McConnell say it. They were concerned about the impact for David and Kelly. They weren't concerned about the impact on the people. They weren't concerned about the people facing foreclosure and eviction or imminent bankruptcy. They did this because they were concerned about David and Kelly, and they wanted to give them something they could vote on before the holidays. But yeah, Congress should always take the time and reform these processes so they can do their due diligence. But the big picture here is that after 8 months of obstruction, $600 is a joke. I would have voted for the bill, but $600 is a joke.
All right, last one. WSB. Did you have one? Oh, okay.
When Vice President-elect Kamala
Let me make sure if anyone who hasn't asked a question yet.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I got something to say. Hi.
Step right up.
Would you mind putting your mask on?
So this is less of a question, more of a statement. You talk a good game, and I respect it, and you have me along with a lot of other constituents on your side. But we just hope that once you do get into office, that you can back up your talk. Because a lot of people, once they're running, they just say what people want to hear, and that's cool, and that's how you get us. But I really do hope that you hold yourself accountable, as we will as well, but as long as you back up what you're saying.
As you
That's
should.
all.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And look, let me say this. Let me address you. As your senator, in just a few weeks, we'll come right back here to this park to discuss how I'm voting on the legislation that's before the U.S. Senate, to answer questions, and to welcome tough questions, to welcome criticism, to welcome scrutiny. because that's what you deserve in a public service. That's what you deserve. I don't promise to vote the way everybody wants me to every time, and you shouldn't trust any candidate who does. What I promise you is that I'll come right back here and answer for every vote and engage in dialogue with you, because representation is a collaborative process. Representation is not an imposition of will. Representation requires dialogue. So you are absolutely right to say that you're going to hold me accountable, and I welcome that accountability, unlike my opponent who won't even debate me or answer questions in public. Okay. Go ahead.
Sir, thank you. Would you work with Vice President-elect Kamala Harris when she becomes Vice President of the United States on racial justice?
Absolutely. I look forward to it. I was honored that the Vice President-elect came down here to campaign with us yesterday, and you heard her talking about the urgency of the need for criminal justice reform. All right? I'm going to go vote. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
If you guys will follow Jake, and Jake will get everyone set, and then we'll bring John over following, okay?
That's a great way. That's
Okay.
like just so it's precise.
Yes, yeah.
And fast.
There's this one duet that he needs to do that I need to film in app.
Got it.
But it's just
What's up, Bob? Good to see you.
Sure. Yeah.
but I think just the other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello to the whole Roland Martin Unfiltered Nation. We're going to vote.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Fulton County
We
resident.
actually met in the Met on the bus tour. I think it was like a couple days ago.
It's been a
Yeah, I know it's been a blur, so I'm not even gonna
We were 16 cities in 4 days.
That's crazy.
But it was fun.
I bet.
What part of Fulton do you live in? Now this you will not be able to take.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. You can't take anything in the fish not on. It does. You can cover up if you're
What part of Fulton do you stay? Alberta. Okay.
And I'm sorry, tell me your name.
In the 6th district.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah, 6th district. And
All right, thank you.
and I've been doing field work for
John,
you.
Destiny's voting with you too.
Okay, where's Destiny?
We're back here.
Please join us.
Hi, Destiny.
Hi, what's your name? I'm Morgan.
All the sun.
That sign you'll have to.
I know, I'm not going in the vote. I'm just going to form. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Oh, the puppy.
Where'd Destiny go?
Right here.
Oh, there you are.
Morgan's right here too.
Here, please. Walking together.
Sir, Destiny, you'll have to cover those buttons.
If you're voting, okay, if you're
Yeah, I think they're coming with John.
if you have a cell phone, if you just water me now. If you have a cell phone, if you please put it on silent and stand on one of the blue markers. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, good morning, how are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Okay, good, how are you? Okay, it's very watery.
I see that.
Thank you. Stand on one of the blue markers, we'll get you all in just
Okay.
a second, okay?
Great.
Are you voting?
I am.
Okay, there with you. Right.
Sorry.
Are you guys with this thing, or are you just here voting this? If I could ask you all, because they're all here to get shots of him, we're trying to keep our other voters integrity intact. Yeah, of course. Let him go in. Of course, thank you so much. No problem. Yes, please. I really appreciate that.
Good morning.
Welcome to early voting. Let's get you checked in. Yes, star 4.
something behind these two footwork
On
in
the other
the back
side,
side.
got you.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys. If you want to come back out this way. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Sorry. We're all good. He's stopping the speaker.
Yeah, I think he's just taking pictures and
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, thank you so much. Nice to see you. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a
guys.
great day,
Thank
everyone.
you. Take care. That's a beautiful dog. Thank you. All right, Joe. Much love. Thank you again. See you, Teos.
We're really just getting in the car from your guys. You're welcome to join us. Yeah, that'd be great. We're just gonna walk through until the elephants see it.
I'm with Roland Martin.
Okay, how can I help you? I'm Regina. I handle media for elections.
Hold on. Cause they can hold.
How you doing? All right. What's up?
How much?
Ready to roll?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm Regina. I handle media for elections. I was just seeing how I can help you guys.
Oh, we're good. We got all the shots that we need.
Excellent.
We're
All
straight.
right. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. All right. We go. Let's go. We clear?
No.
Huh?
Not yet.
Yeah, tell him to kill a feed. All right, he's not feeling. Okay, record this. Okay, folks, we're about to. So at noon, it's let's see here. What time is it? It's at 10:57. We're to head over to Morris Brown. They're having a re-accreditation program. Jon Ossoff is going to be speaking there as well, and so that's where we're headed. Looking forward to covering that. So y'all come back in 1 hour. We'll see y'all at noon. Holla.
Yeah, you can get rid of that.
25?